My next upload is just to share with regard to the requirement or necessity of me to upload for the interest of those that are receiving false information or poor interpretations. As I've mentioned, the issue of fraudulent and false reporting is occurring, and there's a very serious, huge amount of intrusion of individuals of no interaction, no authority, no consent, consultation, legalities, etc., etc. This is just to highlight for the interest of individuals that have respect for people's privacy and experiences, for their opinion with regard to individuals that are discourteous of people's privacy. Now, as I've mentioned, I live alone. There are people in proximity that are disrespecting protection laws. They have been of antagonism, fraudulence, false reporting, exacerbation, and artificial information. So these are all huge issues for any respectable professional agencies to be accommodating. There is no negotiative bartering measures ever adequate or suitable or tolerable enough for any individuals that have offended royal, hereditary, and children and women's rights. It's very disrespectful. This is from the point of view of a recovery advocate and a private citizen. It's very disrespectful when people impose and intrude where they haven't been invited or welcomed. It's very disrespectful for any professionals to compromise their positions, to abuse their positions as such, to assist retaliatory or exacerbatory offences. So under no guise whatsoever, masquerading as a good Samaritan or otherwise, any retaliatory measures as a good Samaritan or otherwise is just really more offensive than the original dangerous offence that occurred in January 2017 when my child was unlawfully separated from me, and when individuals without identification, legal paperwork or explanation just took my child from me. They have not addressed any of the shortcomings. They have imposed and breached and violated, and there are people in my proximity that are not qualified or within remit whatsoever. Now, they say the worst thing about not being talked about is being talked about. But what people are talking about, whether it's valid or not valid, is the other issue. So the people that are disrespecting privacy, boundaries, etc., and that are of slander and defamation and exacerbatory offences that originated in a very serious offence, separating a beautiful, precious child from his mother and exposing him to harm. And these individuals brazen enough to be in my proximity without addressing their shortcomings and not making reparations is a disrespect to all families. So I would appreciate the Honourable Government being aware of this fact. As a law-abiding citizen and offenders against the Constitution in my proximity, where they have no right to be, and obstructing and perverting the course of justice, and that have harmed and exposed my child, are all very dangerous offences against human rights as well. So the big matter at the moment is that people that don't respect privacy and that speak out of place without substance or validity to what they're saying and making poor interpretations and assumptions, insinuations, are highlighting a very serious failing as a human being or a professional, either or. A private citizen is a private citizen. And as a royal of royal patronage, the Honourable Government has obligations to this woman and my child, regardless of hate crime, regardless of the theft that's occurring. So as I said in my first upload today, there are people in my proximity that have no right to be in my proximity. Retaliatory offences and violations of whistleblower protection laws, Regents law, royal patronage, humanitarian protection, and those threatening